Okay, I am doing a reading right now on, dimensional portals, dimensional shift. I don't exactly know what the right words are for this, but like dimensional bleed through. So there was that Miami Mall incident, right, which was way more than nothing, and it's being completely covered up. But and people have been telling me about their dreams with portals in them, right? And I've had some of these dreams myself. So basically, my question is this happening now? Right? Is there like this bleed through or a smashing together of dimensions or whatever? And many of us have felt this coming for a long time. But that's my real question. Is that shit manifesting now? And let's see what we get. Full disclosure, I have started to do this reading already. So the first few cards were reconstruction, but I just stared at it for a while because I couldn't figure out how to translate what I was seeing into this question. So I'll put down the cards that I have already looked at, and maybe they'll fucking make more sense in my head this time. Also, if you see anything in this that I don't, like, this is such a crazy topic, and obviously my perception isn't, all encompassing. So definitely let me know if you see or feel things in this reading that I'm not picking up. So, to the question of whether this fucking bleed through or the portal's opening and whatever the fuck, right? Is it happening now? So, the root card is a Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is this long, slow growing energy. So, this is like the thing, and there's three of them, right? There's not just one, there's three of them that are being slowly birthed, slowly like powered up here through the umbilical cord. Long term nurturing growth. Now, this is probably what people have been feeling for a very long time because they've been feeling these things growing or coming or whatever, right? Now, the main card is the Ace of Wands, and this is the moment of birth. This is like the actual energy of creation. So, with these two, I think that this is saying that the baby is being born, right? Um, and I guess that means that this dimension, it might be a new one, right? The dimension that starts to smash into ours or blend with ours or whatever the fuck. I think it is a new dimension. Or it could be talking about the fact that when you put two different things together, you kind of create a new thing. But anyway, so what leads up to this Ace of Wands? So we get this Four of Pentacles. And here we have this rich dude, and he's literally about to walk through the portal to the next world. But he doesn't want to give up all the shit that he has in this world, so he's hesitating. And when I look at this card, it is mundane, material shit, right? And it might literally be the physical world that we know of. And that shit is about to move through to the next version or to the next life or world or whatever. So there's this hesitation. Now, nothing can keep from going through that portal forever. So here we have this Ace of Wands, and we've got this sort of creation energy, this moment of birth. And on the other side is the Justice card. Now, as I translate this into my question, which is hard to even put into words, right? I think what the Justice card is talking about is these two things. Maybe they were lopsided before, or there was one that was very strong and some that were very weak. I think that the Justice card is showing an equilibrium. So, like, if the next dimension or the next world maybe wasn't as strong of a presence here, then the Justice card might talk about it becoming an equal presence. It's like the two realities are equally strong. So, when I was looking at the two wands cards, I'm like, this is obviously like some sort of family or birth energy, right? And I'm like, let's just try to find out more about that. And we get the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles is basically inherited wealth. This is old family energy that comes down through generations. Now, as I didn't know what to think about it when I was looking at it before, but as I look at it now, this is probably just how things are. So here it looks like a birth of like a new dimension. And this is, it's getting its inheritance from all of the fucking births of dimensions that happened before that. This is like the inherited wealth and wisdom and stability that comes from a long line of dimensions. Now, when I was looking at this, I'm like, actually, hold on, because now I'm seeing something else in this. I'm doing this dream journey through the winter months, right? It's called Waking Slumber. And I'm doing this and I'm journaling my dreams and I'm really trying to pay attention to them. But it's fucking weird because over the last week, my dreams, which had been very powerful, have gotten super surface level, and they're hard to remember. But one of the themes that keeps happening in these dreams that don't seem to be as important is I'm playing a game. And that is showing up here in this card. Like, as they're playing this game of chess, my dreams have shown me this over like the last week or so. And I haven't been playing chess in those dreams, but I've been playing some sort of game. And this this feels like whatever is happening now, it's almost like a game, like the creation of dimensions and dimensions blending or separating or whatever. Like it's actually some larger game that is being played. Now, when I looked at this, I pulled one more card, and this is the last one that I have seen before. But I was looking at this and I'm like, well, what does this mean for us, for the humans of Earth that are living here now? And we get the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is blending these two completely different things together to make a new thing. Um, Looking at all of this, currently it looks like our dimension is being blended with another one. So I'm going to shuffle these and I'm currently just going to run with that, right? So there's another reality or another dimension that is currently kind of being blended with ours. So let's just see what that one is like and what it's going to do. What you gonna do, brother? Okay, so what is this other one like? I'm pretty sure it's what we know of as the Shadow Realm. I'm pretty fucking sure. I don't know that 100%, but that is what I feel to be true. So this isn't an angelic realm that is being blended with ours. It's the Shadow Realm that's being blended. But let's see. Okay, so we get a Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is all about perception. So it could be that this other dimension basically has a view screen into our dimension. And I felt this about the other energies that exist in the house that I live in. I call them the others, right? I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're fucking doing, but I can hear them. and I can feel them around me. They're not ghosts. This is not human spirits. I'm pretty sure that they're literally other people that live in this house, just in a slightly different vibration. I call them the others, but I have always felt like they can see me a lot better than I can see them. And most people wouldn't even know they were there. But, I have a decent perception for this type of thing, so I know when they're around. Um, so I think that this other this other energy or this other world, it's like they can see us, and they probably know a lot more about us than we know about them. Now here, it looks like what they're zoning in on is this reversed five of swords. I'm going to pull one more on this because I'm not entirely sure of what it's talking about. But the five of swords is insult. This is like, kicking someone when they're down. And this thing turning upside down, maybe this is just the fact that they would see kind of a reversed image or something when they see us, but this would have basically say that what they see of us is like negative energy. And here, when I try to find out more about this five of swords, we get a two of wands reversed. Boy, and I don't really know what to make of that either, unless this is just showing like an up is down kind of thing. Because here we have someone digging in the ground, but the ground is up, you know? Um, so it might be like kind of a weird reverse thing. Uh, but it looks like in this other world, they can kind of see us better than we can see them, and they kind of see our disruptive, maybe negative energy. But if this is negative energy, then the two of wands is probably positive energy, because what the two of wands is about really is creative solutions. So this might be creativity and that sort of thing, as well as like troll energy. And maybe that's what they flock around or whatever. Okay, so the other thing that I'm going to say about this, as far as trying to find out what that energy is like, what that world is like, the fact that this shows up as a page, as a court card, it means that answer is really going to change depending on who you are. For some people, they might experience this energy and say it's heaven. And other people might experience it and think it's the fucking worst thing ever. And some other people might just not know what to think at all, right? So it would really depend on who you are. Now, what sort of impact will, well, no. Okay. When these two worlds come together, what will that look like? And again, it's probably going to depend on who you are, but let's just see what we get. Oh, that's not very good. So the Eight of Swords is showing this person. The moon is fucking with their head. They feel really trapped. So it looks like the blending of the two worlds would probably bring anxiety. Now, this is interesting because I saw an episode of SG-1 of Stargate recently so the people in Stargate, because of some fucking thing, some transmitter, suddenly the people were able to see these dimensional creatures that were not exactly in our dimension, but they were just going about their own business, and they were like giant bugs, and they were freaking everybody out, even though they couldn't do anything. Like, they were not even in our dimension, but suddenly we were able to see them. And I kind of think that might be what the Eight of Swords is talking about. Like if people could actually see the spirits and the what I call the others, if you were able to see all of the other slightly different dimensional beings that are in your space all the fucking time, every minute of every day, it would probably freak you out. And I think that's what the Eight of Swords is talking about here. So it might be a rude awakening, we'll say. All right. Now, I want to look at the process, because is this something that takes 10,000 years, or is this something that happens overnight? Like, let's just look at this process of these dimensions blending or whatever is happening. And let's take a peek there. So the strength card would show a longer change. And it would take applied force. So this would take a while. And let's just see what else we get. We get a reversed high priestess. Dang. Okay, so this kind of tells a little bit of a darker story here. So the strength card would show applied force. And the reversed high priestess would show some sort of a violation of something that is sacred, like a rape type energy. Now, if we go back to this being or feeling like some sort of game, if it's a game, this would be like maybe a bogus move, right? Maybe almost like cheating. Because here there's applied force, and it's also like violating something that is not supposed to be violated. So, I mean, like some sort of bending of the rules that allows it to happen to begin with. Maybe. But it looks like it's going to take a while. Now, I'm just going to pull one more on this as far as maybe like some sort of a timeline or something like that. And we get the Six of Pentacles. And I think here what it's showing is like to kind of continue to fuel this blending. There would be an exchange of energy in between the two worlds. So here we've got the ghost or the person from the other dimension, and here this person is giving them a pentacle. So an exchange back and forth between dimensions would probably create anchor points that would cause it to come together easier or something like that, or quicker. All right. Now, let's say you are a person on Earth and you're just trying to figure out how you can sort of protect yourself through this fucking weird shit. Let's see what we get. Now, specifically, as we saw, this thing came out sideways. But how to protect yourself, I think what the Five of Pentacles is saying here is you're going to have to be okay being judged, being witnessed, and being surveilled all the time. And this is true even without the dimensional bleed. But in today's world, there are no secrets. There are literally none that can even be had because of access to our phones, to our computers, surveillance footage, all of the shit, and, predictive algorithms and all that crap. There are no secrets anymore. And here we have other beings that can see us, and they have always seen us, I think. But we're just going to have to live with the fact that there are no secrets anymore, like ever. So I guess I would love to hear first what you think of this, and if you saw anything in here that I didn't, but also what sort of angles you want me to look at this from. Have you been feeling this, or have you seen any evidence of this yourself, of this sort of dimensional bleed, or fucking the portals opening, or whatever, right? Who knows how to say it. But I would love to hear that. That's what we have. Thank you, and peace.
Is this the end of days where lava fill the bays? I'm gonna grab some tarot cards, let's see what they say. Who controls the press? Was Will Smith possessed? Let's shuffle up the cards and we'll see. And what about the freaking aliens? Whatever could they be? Let's ask the cards and see. Come on to my Patreon. It's only $5.